Hello my little droogies, it is the 27th of October and we do not have long until NaNoWriMo begins. We have a plot, a setting and an awesome cast of characters and we are building ourselves a great writing community to encourage each other throughout the month of Nano. So what is left to do before NaNoWriMo begins? Well, that is what we are going to figure out today, because today's video is about preparing your writing space, your safe haven, your fortress of solitude. If you are going to write 50,000 words over the month of November, you are going to need somewhere to write them. So where is that writing space going to be? It can be different for everyone. Some people have an office or a study. Some people like writing in libraries or coffee shops. Some people even write on the train on the way to and from work. To those people, I applaud you, but I personally struggle to write with all that background noise, and I prefer to write in my itty-bitty bedroom. Now, deciding where you are going to write is the easy part. What's more important is preparing the writing space so that it's nice and perfect for when NaNoWriMo begins. Now, I have my own little method for creating the perfect writing space. I call it the 5 sense strategy. What it boils down to is consider all of your 5 senses and ask yourself, what can I do to make those senses happy? First of all, you have sight. You want your writing space to look nice. If you're writing in your home, then make sure you give the room a nice spring clean, get rid of any mess or excess clutter, make sure the room is as tidy as possible so that it is a nice, comfy place to write instead of a miserable mess. Also, you can decorate your room to make it even more visually appealing. Obviously, you're not going to have time to paint the walls and get a new carpet in, but you could put a couple of nice ornaments about, or maybe even put up some NaNoWriMo decorations, anything to make the room nice and pretty. One thing I've seen other NaNoWriMo writers suggest is to create a Pinterest board. If you have already created a Pinterest board for your project and filled it with lots of images to help inspire you, then what you could do is get a cheap corkboard and some drawing pins, print out all of the images from your Pinterest board and pin them all to your corkboard. So you don't even need to open your Pinterest page to find all your images, you will have them all there right in front of you. Now, if you're going to be writing outside of your home, then lucky you, you don't need to do any cleaning at all. That is the staff's job. But try to find an aesthetically pleasing place to write if at all possible. Now, sound. We already discussed putting together a playlist for people who like to listen to music or ambient sounds while they write. That should be helpful, but then there are people who find it difficult to write with any kind of noise at all, which is particularly frustrating if you're going to be writing in a public place like a cafe or somewhere else where people are going to be talking. For those kind of people, I recommend getting yourself a pair of ear defenders to help drown out any background noise and leave your writing space nice, quiet and peaceful. Hopefully there won't be a fire while you're in the middle of writing, because people can be running around you screaming and you won't be able to hear a thing. Touch. You're going to want your writing space to be comfortable. So let's say, for instance, you are writing in your office and you have a really, really uncomfortable chair. Get a new chair, or at least a cushion for it or something. Anything to make sure that you're going to be nice and comfy in your writing space, because you are going to be spending a lot of time in your writing chair and you don't want any back pains distracting you from your magnum opus. For your sense of smell, you could get a nice air freshener or a scented candle so that the room smells good. And finally, taste. Maybe get yourself a nice cup of coffee or a tasty snack to keep you going, or some flavoured water or something, I don't know. Basically, you want your writing space to be your happy place, somewhere that you actually want to be, because if you like being in your writing space, then you are going to want to write more. Finally, the most important thing about your writing space is that you do not want to be interrupted. So if you live in a house with other people and you're going to be writing in your home, you may want to have a chat with your family or roommates before NaNoWriMo begins and explain what NaNoWriMo is to them. Explain that you are going to be spending a lot of time writing and you aren't going to have a whole bunch of free time, so could they please try to avoid interrupting you while you're writing. You may also want to invest in a do not disturb sign for your door. So your homework for today is consider the 5 cent strategy. What can you do to make your writing space a happier place for you to write in? Then put that plan into motion. Make sure your writing space looks nice, sounds nice, smells nice, the works. Finally, have a think about who or what might distract you during Nano and make an effort to get those distractions out of the way. Talk to your friends and family, explain that you're going to be busy, minimize those distractions as much as possible. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about managing your schedule, figuring out what you're going to be doing over the month of November. When are you going to be working? When are you going to be at school? What prior commitments do you have? When are you going to have some free time? And how do we fit your writing schedule around everything that's going on in your life? But that's it for today, guys. We are so close to Nano. I'm getting so excited. If any of you guys have any advice whatsoever in regards to preparing your writing space, be sure to share it in the comments. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I hope I see you guys tomorrow.